Okay, so I have the sheets out here, and before I start, I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm using. I have, so I have my ruler, I have my pen, I have stickers, and then I have these tools. These are actually called embossing pens. They are an acrylic pen, and then on the ends it actually has some type of ball tip on it, and if you press down hard enough on cardstock, it actually makes an indentation, so it actually embosses. And I have five different pens, and they all have different tips. So some of the tips would be narrower, some of them are a little bit rounder, some of them are pointier. So depending on what type of embossing you want, you would use the pens accordingly. I also have these tools. These are called paper perforators. They look like miniature pizza cutters. And what they do is actually just roll the little spiked wheel onto the paper, and it actually makes perforations. And it does not cut through the paper as long as the paper is, you know, some type of cardstock material. And these are actually really great to in making quick raised tactile lines. So you could actually use both the embossing pen and I'm going to call it the pizza cutter on top of the paper, and actually just emboss it, and it still gives some type of tactile element, but I like to actually give my son the maximum feel. And so what I do is I actually emboss it from the back, so that way it has a larger indentation on the front. So in order to do that, I actually have a light pad, and so it's a tracing pad. I just put the sheet on top, and then I just trace it really quickly. So I made markings on the back of the paper to show where I would be doing the lines. Let me turn that off. And so once I have the lines, I'm going to go ahead and take my pizza cutter, and I think I'm going to use my spikier one, and I'll show you exactly what they look like. Let me grab another piece of scrap paper. So before I do it on the worksheet, I'll go ahead and show you what the indentations look like. So I have two. One has spikier tips, and then the other one has a little bit more rounded tips. And so if I do a spikier tip, I just go over a couple lines, roll it over the paper, take the duller tips, roll it over the paper. And you could feel it on that side of the paper, but if you flip the paper over, it's actually a lot more more defined feel. And so I really like that. And so I'm going to go ahead and take my ruler, and then I just trace. I'm going to use my little one. And honestly, my kid's probably just going to color all over this and not listen to anything that I'm saying. So if it's not 100% perfect, which it definitely won't be, it's fine, at least for us. As long as he gets some type of information on what I'm trying to teach him. And he's also 3.5, so his attention span is pretty non-existent. So whatever I can get out, I'd be grateful for. So I'm just rolling the pizza roller over the paper. And it doesn't seem like I'm doing much, but I'll show you on the other side how it looks. And it's probably going to be really ugly, but it's okay. Let me get this big rectangle up here on the middle of the paper. And go ahead and I'll actually use my other pizza cutter. It's the one with the dollar side. So I'll go and roll that over. Roll that over. And go ahead and take my ruler on the other side of the paper so I can make the two ends of the rectangle. Whoops. Okay. So after I go ahead and take the pizza rollers and I flip the paper over, you'll be able to feel the actual rectangles. And so it has a perforated end. And then what I like to do is I like to run this through the brailler and just type out rectangle. And then for the areas where it says circle the rectangles, what I like to do is I just like to take just random sticker shapes. So I have a sticker of a heart, I have a star sticker, and then I have a flower shaped sticker, and then I have a rectangle sticker. And what I like to do is I just like to go ahead and adhere those to the worksheet. So I'm going to take the rectangle sticker, put it on. I'm going to take the heart sticker and peel the back off. I'm going to go ahead and put that on the worksheet as well. And then take the star sticker, put that on the worksheet as well. And then take the, what is this called? A flower sticker. And then stick that onto his worksheet as well. And so that way, when he reads the directions, circle the rectangles, he would actually be able to feel the different circles and choose the rectangle. And I should have probably run this through my brailler before I put the stickers on. But that's what you would do. You would just trace the outside so he could feel those. And then you could use just stickers. So I have a flower sticker, a heart sticker, star sticker, and then a rectangle sticker. So he'd be able to feel and find the actual rectangle. And then what I'm going to do is, let's see, same thing on this one. This one I'm not going to use my pizza roller. Instead, I'm actually going to go ahead and trace it with my embossing pen. And before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and trace the 3s so that I could get those right. So I'm just tracing the 3s on the back of the worksheet. And so I have the 3s. And so I'm going to take the embossing pen and I'm going to take my yellow embossing pen with the smaller ball tip. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and trace over with the embossing pen tip. And the embossing pen tips are just similar to ballpoint pens without any ink in it. So if you apply enough pressure, it'll emboss the paper. With Braille paper, since it is a little bit thicker, you do have to press a little bit harder. So I'm just tracing the 3s on the back of the worksheet so that when he flips the paper over, he could feel the 3s. And then I'm actually also going to go ahead and Braille it as well with 3. But I wanted to give him something that he could trace it. So I'm going to flip the paper over. And you can't really see where the embossing is, but you could feel it on the paper. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go over here on the 3. I will go ahead and Braille that and put that through my brailler. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with my rhinestone stickers just to show you and Braille it later on. So I'll just take the rhinestone stickers. That didn't come out the way I wanted. Didn't stick the way I wanted, but so I'm just putting the little rhinestone stickers where it says 3. So it could be like that. I don't know if you could see it, but I have the rhinestones out spelling out 3. Not 3, but the number 3. Sorry guys, it's a long and late night. Okay, and then for the area where it says 3 trains, I will be brailing that. And I'm just going to go ahead and use my car stickers because I do not have train stickers, unfortunately. So I'm just going to put those over so he could count out the 3 trains. And again, I will be brailing where it says 3 trains. He could also trace the 3s with his finger. And here where it says trace 3 ice cream cones, I'm actually just going to put stickers of cupcakes, and I'm going to have him count those out loud. So I'm putting a sticker of 1 cupcake, and then I have another cupcake if the back would come off. There we go. Another cupcake, and then I have a 3rd cupcake so that way he could actually feel the 3 cupcakes and count them out loud for me. And then the same thing on the last section where it says count 3 ducklings. I'll be brailing the directions, and then I have these I actually have chicken stickers, so I'm going to put 1 chicken sticker, and I'll put 2 chicken stickers down, and then I will put 3 chicken stickers down. So that way, now I've just made the worksheet tactile for him. I want to show you what it looks like after I braille it. Let me just pull out the brailler. So this is one of the sheets. So if you don't want to use stickers, that's fine. It's really your own preference, and I'm sure that none of, you know, that the stuff that I'm demonstrating right now is nothing new. So we run it through the brailler where it says I. There's on the upper left corner it says I and J, and so I just went ahead and brailled I and J. And then right next to it, there's a picture of an igloo with the word igloo spelled out. And then there's a picture of jelly with the word jelly spelled out. And what I'll do is I'll go over the pictures with something to make it tactile. But I just went ahead and brailled the word igloo and brailled the word jelly. In the middle, it says trace the dotted lines with your pen to finish the pictures. And it has pictures. It has a picture of 2 umbrellas with horizontal stripes. And then it has a few vertical lines that's supposed to represent raindrops, and your child is actually supposed to trace those. So what I did is I went ahead and just brailled, I just went over it with my brailler so you could feel the raindrops and then the umbrella shape. And then at the bottom it says trace the letters with the pen, and it has a picture of capital I, and then capital J. And what I did is I actually just went ahead and brailled I all the way across, and then I brailled J all the way across as well. And so if you don't want to use stickers, you're more than welcome to just use your brailler. You know, it has the same effect, but because I'm extra, I like to use stickers and make things colorful and whimsical for my son. You could use the same premise for a lot of other things that you guys want to make tactile without compromising the way that the paper looks. So one of the examples is I have coloring books, and I don't want to go over with embossing powder just because this is one of those Crayola color mess sheets, and I don't know if it's going to affect the chemicals on this that makes it not color. And so what I did is I actually did the same thing. I'm going to flip the paper over. I traced the back of the paper, and I'm going to just go over the drawing with my embossing pen. I'm using a pretty, let me grab a thicker ballpoint. So I'm going to grab a thicker ballpoint to make a deeper indentation. What I did is there's pictures of straight lines, and I went over that with my pizza cutter, and then over the curved lines I'm going to go ahead and use this embosser. And like I say, you just trace over it with this embosser. You kind of make sure you apply enough pressure. And then it'll come up on the other side. So I'm just go ahead and embossing this. And so that way when he does color, he could actually feel where the lines are. So I flip it over. You can't see where the embossing is, but you could feel it. And then what I did is for all of the straight lines, just to make it easier for myself, I just went over it with my small pizza cutter. And so that way he could feel that. And I also did it for some curved lines as well. And this is super easy to use. Makes really quick, easy lines. And you could, you know, modify coloring books, workbooks within just a few minutes with these tools. And all of these tools I find on Amazon. And they're really cheap. I got these pizza cutter things for, I think, $4, $5, and I got 2. And I got the embossing pens on Amazon as well, and I believe I paid $7 for 5. There are cheaper options. But I just wanted to test out the different tips, so. Okay, so that's gonna be really messy, but on the other side, you could feel where the lines are. So this is what we're doing. You know, definitely show us what you guys are doing. I love sharing ideas and sharing resources. Feel free to reach out. Hope you guys enjoyed. I'm sorry if it took long. It's been a late night, but hang in there. We got this. This is nothing new. But yeah, let me know if you guys need anything. Thanks.